good to go, sir.
You good to go? All right, Shalom. We the Isupk started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. I'm Priest and Officer Danya Allah. This is the Wednesday night law class. Here to teach about the law. Any questions? You can type them in. If not, and then we can move on. Go ahead. You have your hand up, brother.
I mean, the Bible uses a lot of groups. I want to know, like, who the Ammonites are.
In the car, we got any papers back there? And I think I might have it on my phone.
So the list of the
Yeah.
I got it.
You got it all? All right, bet. He gonna pull them up and he gonna read them. The Ammonites, I believe they the Japanese, Moabites, Chinese, Ishmael, that's
the
Arabs. What's the other one? That's the you got Ishmael. Go ahead.
Sidonians and the Hittites.
And the Hittites?
That was like the Africans.
Yeah. And most times would it make it easy if you got the Bible on your phone, like on the app, you could type in the names on the app on your phone, and it'll tell you what lineage they come out of. So like you got Ham, right? And Ham would have 3 sons, and out of Ham 3 sons, they would have sons, and their sons have sons. So when you type in the name would trace back. Like you could go to a scripture in Genesis and it'll tell you who they father. Now, if you're not familiar with the father, then you can come in and ask, because you got Ham, the Hittites, all of them is like they come from Ham, so they Africans.
Yeah, I got it.
Go ahead, you got it right there?
The 18 nations.
Mhm.
All right, so you had India. I can take the list. India would be Elam.
That's what it is.
Syria would be Ashur. Syria would be Aram. Arabs would be Ishmael. Chinese would be Moab. Japanese would be Ammon. White people would be Edom or Esau. Ethiopians, Cush, or Cushites or Ethiopians. The Egyptians would be Mizraim, or the Egyptians. North Africa would be Put. South Africa would be Canaan. French would be Gomer. Russia would be Magog. Greek would be Javan or Javan. German would be Ashkenaz.
Yeah, which all come from Esau.
Spain would be Tarshish, and Italy would be Kittim.
So like, and you got a lot of everybody from Jacob on down is Israelites. Abraham, from Isaac on up wouldn't be Israelites, but they're Hebrews. And the reason why I said he wouldn't be Israelites because Israelites means son of Jacob. And Jacob is the one that had the 12 sons, which is how we became Israelites. But yeah, just raise your hand next time. Say it again. Say it again, though. Go ahead.
So that's how the 12 tribes became.
Right. So Jacob had 12 sons, and Jacob's name was changed to Israel or Yasha'Allah, which means Prince of the Power. So his 12 sons was called Israelites, just means sons of Jacob, because they are his sons. So that's where the 12 tribes come from. They come from Jacob. But Jacob's father was Isaac. Jacob's grandfather was Abraham. But that's in Abraham, go back to Ibar and so forth and so on, and trace it back to Adam, which was the chosen seed who God which was the people who God chose to be the chosen people of him, which is, when you trace the lineage down, that's how, 12 tribes of Israel became his chosen people, even though Abraham had, like, what was it, 2 or 3 sons. He had Jacob and he had Ishmael. Ishmael wasn't the chosen seed, but Jacob was. Ishmael was blessed to be a fruitful nation. Like, that was the thing. The Lord, when the Lord is just, right? So when these other nations who wasn't chosen was set forth on the earth, the Lord still blessed them with something. He wasn't like, he wasn't like, oh, these are the only chosen people, F y'all. He still, gave them blessings and all that. It wasn't, in our culture to, treat the son that was from a heathen mother any different than the son from the Israelite mother or whatnot. So they all just had the understanding that who was the chosen one to rule this earth and to run everything. Was that it in the card?
Yeah, come.
Any more? Is that it? Uh-huh. You got any questions, brother?
So how did Isupk form before this now?
You said how did Isupk form?
Mm-hmm.
From Jacob. Isupk is part of the 12 tribes. So Isupk come from
Jacob.
Yeah, from Jacob. So Isupk come from Jacob. I think the only 2 people that don't come from Jacob is Manasseh and who is it? It's Manasseh and I think Ephraim. Manasseh and Ephraim.
Yeah.
They are the grandchildren of, I think they the grandchildren, right? They his grandchildren?
I just said Israelites though.
Yeah, they still Israelites, yeah. Yep. I think they like the grandchildren because they was blessed in. So Israel had like, I think 10 sons. And then, so when you see Joseph in the Bible, that's Ephraim or Manasseh. So Joseph is the father of Ephraim and Manasseh. So instead of Joseph being blessed to be the tribe of Ephraim, he let his kids take on the blessing. Right. So he blessed Ephraim and then he blessed Manasseh, and that's how they became a part of the 12 tribes. And there was also another tribe, which was Dan. Go ahead.
Yeah, what you were saying is heavy because in the Promised Land book that they had for the northern tribes, Esau came to America with an Israelite translator, and I think it was the Reubenite brother was like, hey, over the water is the tribe of Joseph.
Right. They called them the tribe of Joseph, and they still do it, all throughout the Bible. They refer to Ephraim as the tribe of Joseph. Even when they went into Egypt and seen Ephraim, they said that's, the father of, they called him Joseph, the father of Joseph, because Ephraim's father was Joseph, but he was blessed into being the 12 tribe because it was all the same family or whatnot. So when you see the tribe of Joseph, let's talk about Ephraim, which in today's will be the so-called Puerto Ricans.
Right. I seen that other picture that it says that Ephraim is bloodline. So.
Right. Yep. The so-called Puerto Ricans is the Ephraimites.
Right.
So that's how they got, drafted in. All right, so let me see. Any more questions?
No, sir.
Say it again.
No. Online.
Okay. All right, no more questions in the room? Whatever question y'all got, always feel free to ask. Let me get,
What are some of the commandments besides the basic?
go ahead, say it again.
So what are the commandments besides the basic commandments? What are the other commandments?
Well, like besides the 10 Commandments?
Yeah.
We're gonna get into some today.
Besides the
Right. Okay. It's a lot. It's over like 615 commandments. Because and when I say that, meaning there's laws on how to deal with people when you conducting business, when you selling something, when you going to buy something, how to talk to people. So it's laws just created just to just constructed on how we should act as a people or whatnot. So outside of the Ten Commandments, what the world mainly teach today, there's far more. The Ten Commandments there's nowhere in the Ten Commandments that really tell you what you can and can't eat. But there are, laws and stuff that tell us what we can and can't eat. But it's more beneficial for the Christian church to push the Ten Commandments because those are laws that's easy for everyone to damn near not do. And the reason I say that is because, it's easy to push it because people, when you say you shouldn't murder, everybody agree with that. Like, yeah, you shouldn't murder. Even though people do it, they like, yeah, you shouldn't murder. Hey, you shouldn't commit adultery. Everybody agree with that. You shouldn't sleep with nobody else. I don't want nobody to see your mind. Go ahead. Yeah, because they want you to know what they want you to know because it's easier to control people that way. It's easier to, when you have doubt in your mind that you doing something wrong and you don't know for sure, hey, let me go ask Pastor such and such or, Deacon such and such or father or sister or mother or such and such. Yeah, let me go ask them. And then they're going to tell you what they want you to know. Anything. They're going to make up some shit. They're going to say anything. Like I say all the time, like I knew this sister who said she went to a pastor to get counsel on if she should have an abortion or not, hoping he would say no. But the pastor told her she could if she wanted to because it was more beneficial for her to not have that baby than it was for her to have a baby for the pastor. And she went along and didn't have it and regretted every day of her life because she knew she just wanted somebody to tell her it was wrong. She knew it was wrong. She just needed to read it out the Bible. He wouldn't do it. He just gave his personal opinion, which is, that's how it happened in slavery with us. We went to the slave masters and they told us whatever they wanted us to know. Anytime we read the Bible and realized we was doing stuff that was against God, they killed us for it. So we won't go tell the other slaves or anything. Like that was, from the slavery here in America to the Spaniard slavery and all that. Like, go ahead.
It was worse for slavery time because they used to do some really messed up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they found out you was reading, you get your ass whooped.
Worse than that. Worse than that, they catch you reading. They take wine corks and dig your skin out.
Or your whipping with a big old whip.
Man, it's a book we got back here called Tell the Children Our Story.
I wonder what they did to my people. I wonder if that's trying to worse.
Man, it's all the same. Go ahead.
Yeah, I tell you this, man, they like the same treatment that Negroes got, same treatment that Isupk got.
Mm-hmm.
Like
even when you go to prison, it's the same thing.
What
tribe are you? Isupk or Ephraim?
Isupk.
Oh, you Isupk? Oh yeah, what?
Yeah, they went through the same. Yeah, they went through the same thing. Like, and that's why in the school we made aware. Yeah,
no, well, I'm listening.
Yeah, like Mexicans got hung just like Negroes got hung. Mexicans got treated like dogs. Negroes got treated like dogs. It's the same thing, even in the West Indies. And that's what the school. That's what's so important about the school. Like, we learn about all each other's struggles as a people, and learn how important it is to come together.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Car, can you hear me one more time? Go ahead, I'm listening, bro.
I don't know if you get along with everybody, but I also not going to people that go to the same shit we go there.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, listen, the so-called Mexican struggle is no different than the Cubans, the Negroes. Like, we all being oppressed here in America, and this, we all been, raped, robbed, and murdered, and our backs got beat in.
And that's something else too, said.
Yeah.
They actually treat us bad too when we got locked up and arrested too. They beat us too when we got arrested.
Yeah. I mean, they still doing it today. Look at the cages.
And they still call us Negroes too.
Yeah. Listen, some Mexicans know. They know. Some Mexicans know. Like, you got some Mexicans who don't consider it, but then you got some Mexicans who like, nigga, we black. We black, nigga, we niggas too. They'll treat us no different, man. What?
We speak a different language. That's all.
Just a different language, man. I seen a video where they was doing an interview with the little Mexican brother, and he says, something my niggas. And two black men stopped and they was like, what you say? He said, you seen that? He was like, I said, nigga, I can say nigga, I'm Mexican. And he was like, you right. I'm like, they know. Yeah, look, we've been through the same struggle. It's that connection, and it's like that even with the Puerto Ricans. Like, that's why every Puerto Rican, store on every corner, man, you can walk in. Hey, yo, Pop, man, I'm short like $1, man. Can I bring it back? Yeah, go ahead, Pop. Hey, no problem. I mean, hey, Pop, look, man, it's rough this week. I'll get, just a little bit of lunch meat, and then I got you, and I can think, yeah, Poppy, go ahead. Man, try to walk into a Chinese store and say, I'm 10 cents. They're going to be like, well, come back with the 10 cents, you can get your food. Like, go ahead.
Yo, I
Get whatever you want. We got you. Man, you ain't doing one way or another. You ain't doing that with no Chinese store. Them Chinese stores gonna be 5 cents. No. Come back. You could be spending $50 and you got $49.95, and it is not giving you your food. Over 5 cents. Yep, go ahead, the card.
Yeah, if I could, like one day, I had went down to the deli down the street to get something to drink, and I think I ain't had 50 cents, but like in cash, I had it on my card, so I was like, damn, I'm sure 50 cents. So the dude had the money, the Arab dude had the money in his hand. He threw it back on the counter like, oh no, you don't got it. Like, basically, I'm like, I kind of flipped a little bit. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, what you throwing my money for? I said, niggas out here dying for a little bit of this.
Right.
I said, yo, you better watch what you're doing out here before you get your head blown off. You can't be throwing people money down something. Everybody can be merciful as me. He started talking all this. I said, he's like, you can't come. I'm not letting you back. I said, I would take something to drink out of your store and put the money on the damn counter.
Right.
And you think you're talking to, nigga, this is my neighborhood. But that's how they is. It's like they don't care. But if you go outside these doors, our people, Hispanic, Native Americans, and blacks, we're trying to, trying to kiss their behinds. We're trying to, love them and accept them instead of us just focusing on us. Like, we was able to focus on us and love one another. Just think about how on the West Coast we can come together if the Mexicans and the blacks, came together. Yo, it'll be like the police will be afraid. America will be afraid. The Native Americans and the Mexicans and the blacks get together, and now you got the reservations, none but Native American land opportunity. Brothers can go straight. Isupk, come on now. Isupk gonna build up the whole goddamn city along with the Negroes. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but productivity. But when we don't come together and have that brotherhood, like Christ said to have in the law,
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
And Isupk and all the Jews and all the natives helped build the nations and the Americas. So come on, I ain't gonna keep this wrong. Ain't no build America back in the day.
Man, you name it, man.
Come on, man.
Everything. Like, all the 12 tribes had a part in something.
And we used to take the food.
The fruit, the sugar, the liquor,
Yeah.
the structure of how things is built,
And tobacco.
all that, man. And
Even cigars.
right, even the cigars, like, but that's why America, you know, they needed us because we get it done. Like we get it done, man. It's a house probably like 5 doors down from me. Man, I'm talking, it was abandoned, broke down, beat down, all that. And I wish I was exaggerating when I say this, man. These Mexican brothers came in and built that whole house in probably like 3 weeks. Every day I walk by it and I seen the progression, I was like, you cannot tell me that's not Isupk, man.
They not
Like,
what? People, like.
Bro, I would have, listen, if that's how you know Isupk. Because I was sitting there like, it would have took me at least a month to get done that kitchen. Like, they had the whole house built. It was like 5 of them. And every day I got up in the morning and walked to the store and walked by it, I just look in the house, and even sometimes I stopped and I would just look. Hey, what's going on with y'all? Hey, everything good? Y'all need any waters or nothing? No, we got it. Just sitting there, just observing, just looking at them like, just looking at them work. I'm like, I mean, you can't tell me this ain't Isupk. And I ain't just saying it because how they work. That's one of the attributes. And it's like, come on, my nigga. These niggas is strong as a donkey, man. These niggas is picking up, they got 3 50-pound bags of cement on their shoulder, just walking in the house like, douche. And they just doing, I'm sitting there like, come on, man. Judah would have been gave up. They'd have been like, man, I quit, man. These niggas got me messed up. Go ahead.
It's like that. Like, our work ethic is crazy. That's why you want to see a lot of us serving our suppressors in like restaurants and dishwashing and all other stuff and whatnot and so on.
Man, because it's top-notch service.
But we get the job done.
Get the job done, top-notch service. And they know that they can, pay under the table. Isupk don't give a damn. Isupk knock out 3 jobs in a day. That's one of the attributes that the scripture say Isupk was going to have. Like, that's just, about Isupk.
We do work at least 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Or 6 of them. So
let me see. All right, so you said commandments outside of the, haircuts and all that. You know about the dietary law?
What's dietary law?
Like what we can and can't eat and stuff. You familiar with that? Not much. All right. Let's go to what is it? The 9th chapter?
It's 11.
11th chapter. Leviticus 11.
18.
Let's start at. Let's go. Let's start at 1. You can start at 1.
11 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord spoke unto Moses and Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among the beasts that are on the earth.
Now, Aaron, this was hold on, what saying? Okay, all right. Let's log in there with me. Make sure. Go ahead, read it again. Salaga, that was my bad.
And the Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts of the earth.
And the Lord spoke unto Aaron, saying, These are the beasts that we should eat. Read.
whatsoever pareth the hoof, and is cloven footed, and cheweth the cud, the beast that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, ye shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof.
Right, so now we're saying anything that cheweth the cud and divided the hoof, read.
As the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
Right, so now he's giving you some animals. He's saying, look, the camel cheweth the cud, but it don't divide up the hoof. Cheweth the cud, who know what cheweth the cud means? Say it again.
Cow.
No, okay, a cow cheweth the cud, but what does it mean to chew the cud?
Like, you can eat it?
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So when an animal chew the cud, what do that mean?
Oh, the food they get.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but they do something when they chew the cud. Chew the cud is actually something that they do. Like it said, the camel, right? Chew up the cud, but it don't divide the hoof, right? Okay, chew up the cud meaning they regurgitate their food.
Oh, okay.
So they eat something and then they regurgitate it up and then they eat it again, right? So the animals that do that, like I know I seen a video where it was like a camel who he blew something out of his mouth and it looked like it was his stomach and it was like flabbery at the bottom. And then it went back in. That's them chew up the cud. So animals chew the cud, meaning they eat the food and they regurgitate it up. But if that animal divided not the hoof, meaning if you see their feet and their feet is not a hoof that's divided in the middle, you can't eat them. So they gotta chew the cud and their feet gotta be a hoof that's divided. See, a camel chew the cud, but a camel don't have a hoof that's divided. Go ahead.
Basically, if it's split in the middle, that means they're holy and clean, right?
If it's split in the middle, I'm so wild. If it's split in the middle and they chew the cud, they got to do both.
Okay.
Then it means they holy and clean. Because then it's going to explain what it means. Read on.
And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
Same thing. We'll give you another animal. So read on.
And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, he divideth the hoof, and cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Of the flesh.
Yep, you shall not. Oh, go ahead.
Of the flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you.
So it's just giving you, like Leviticus, the 11th chapter, give you a rundown of all the animals that chew up the cud and not divided the hoof. So, like when it says like the camel, and as you read further down, it's going to give you more animals. It's meaning the camel and anybody that come from his family. So you might got like certain birds in like a hawk, and then you got every bird that's from the hawk family is unclean. But then you got pigeons. Pigeons are considered clean. You can eat pigeons, and every bird that comes from the pigeon family is clean. Go ahead. Chicken. Chickens are clean, and every beast that comes from the chicken family you can eat. So, but if it's like a pig, everything that comes from the pig family you can't eat. If it's like a dog or something, everything that comes from that family you can't eat. So the Lord is giving the main animal, and then it's basically telling you, in a nutshell, this animal and whatever comes from this animal family, you cannot eat it. Go ahead.
Who would eat a dog?
Chinese people. Shows you the Lord know what he's talking about, because he got to tell you not to eat a dog. Because when COVID-19 came out, what everybody was saying, why the hell are they eating bats? They Chinese people, they eat anything. They eat anything, man. They are the human version of a goddamn pig, man. They eat other humans, cats, dogs, rats, rabbits, anything. Huh? Say it again? Yeah, that's why we go in there and we like, yo, this chicken is something up with this chicken. Because we know it don't taste like the chicken we get from the market. You know what I mean? But so the Lord gotta tell us not to eat this, because without him telling us, we would eat it, because we're under captivity under these other nations. So when we under captivity, we gotta go to them for everything, and we gotta go in these supermarkets when they making pork the cheapest thing, or all those unclean animals the cheapest thing. What can you do if you can afford it? So we gotta tell you not to eat it. Go ahead.
That was not eat, but if you really are hungry and you gotta eat something, but like you can't do it.
Right.
But you gotta eat something.
Right, but that's why he's giving you a whole list, because you'll be surprised of animals that we can eat that we don't know about. Like there's animals we can eat, but we don't know about it. So we overlook it. And because animals that we can't eat is cheaper, we seem to go with that. When it's, there's always something to substitute unclean animals with. Go ahead.
So is it like basically like the kosher diet? Is that what you're saying? Is it like the kosher diet or no?
You said a what diet?
Kosher diet.
A kosher diet? Yeah, that's what the Lord is telling you. So, everything that he's telling you can eat, kosher, yeah. Okay. That's just another word for clean. Yeah. So everything the Lord is saying you can eat, and in today's term, it will be kosher. That's why most times when you walk in restaurants and they say it's kosher, that means you can eat it. But even with that, it still depends. Because sometimes they call kosher, a lot of stuff they say is kosher still be unclean because of the lack of understanding. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I be hearing like Jewish people say it's kosher, but they saying like they pray over a certain way, or they do certain things where they slaughter it and stuff like that.
Yeah, tuna. Hey, what's going on? Like tuna, they consider tuna fish kosher, but tuna fish is unlawful according to the Bible. As we read on further down, it's going to tell you anything in the sea that got not fins and scales, you can't eat. A tuna has fins, but it don't have scales. Go ahead.
Right, yes, sir. I think I forgot who I was talking to this about. We had a laugh at it. They try to make claim that certain tuna fish have scales, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if a fish got fins and scales, you can't say nothing about it. But
right.
The fish that they try to claim that has scales is tuna fish, is one of them, and they say they're microscopic. So somebody was like, all right.
So they basically Moses ain't have a telescope back then to see this shit.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, would you want to test your mic? Would you want to test that with Moses? Moses was like, it got micro.
And to cut your goddamn head off. Look got microscopic scales. Okay. Hold him down. Click. And then it's out of here. Like, Moses knew what the hell he was talking about when he said you can't eat this type of fish. Like, the Bible is real science. Like, Moses knew what he was talking about when they practiced certain customs where they would run water through coal, because they knew the coal would filter out any bacteria in the water. And that's how they would give clean water to their sheep. That's how they was able to drink clean water. You look in today's society, every faucet in your house, when you break it down and open it up, it has a piece of coal in it. That's what the filter is. Because your water has to run through that to become clean before it comes out the faucet. Moses said that 5,000 years ago. He ain't had no scientific tools to break that down. The Lord told him. Go ahead.
Even when you got the little purifier in and you turn the knob, it turns it purified. That's the same thing.
It's running it. The filter that it's running through is cold.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, even when you get any animal filter for their a fish tank, turtle tank, whatever, Anything that water has to run through, it has to run through coal because coal purifies it. Coal is what? Wood. Coal is just nothing but wood burnt down into pieces of coal. That's all. So when Moses said, a tuna doesn't have scales, he knew what he was talking about. People say microscopic because it's just them making up an excuse for them to want to eat tuna. There's a lot of fish out there that have so-called scales. And other brothers would probably do the same thing. Like my wife, man, she watch all type of crazy food shows, them catching all type of crazy fish. Women just watch all type of crazy stuff. So it be people who live out in the world, like they just don't have a home, they just live on the road. And there's one heathen, he caught a fish, and I'm gonna ask her the name. I'm gonna text her to her so she can tell me the name, and then we're gonna look it up, right? So the fish, when they caught it, it looked like it had scales. That's what it looked like. And as he went to, scale it, it was bones. It looked like it was scales. Like a lot of fish out there look like they have scales, but they don't. When you start to get the skin in them and scaling them, that's how you can tell. When you go to scale a tuna, it's not scales. It is not. Commander General Yohana did it before. This was a big thing back in the day. And the general went to an actual factory, let him scale the fish. And he did it, and it was right like he always said it. He just had to do it just to show the people, y'all in an uproar over this. Let me show y'all. There was no scales on them. You know who would tell you that it's scales on the tuna? A fitness trainer who trying to sell you a goddamn fitness plan because tuna have a lot of protein. Like people that's trying to sell you stuff would tell you that tuna has scales on it. It doesn't. A tuna does not have microscopic scales. Like, come on. That sounds crazy. So they're basically saying Moses couldn't see the microscopic scales, so he couldn't tell just yet. Moses didn't have to tell because the Lord was telling him. Go ahead.
So I remember before I came to the truth, I used to eat tuna fish and stuff like that. And I remember my mom, I went to go buy some tuna fish. And my mom was like, Jewish people don't eat tuna fish. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, they eat the albacore. She said they don't got scales on it. I mean, I didn't know what albacore was, but then I realized it was a difference in how the fish it was eating, stuff like that. So that do make sense.
Yeah, man, I worked at a hospital for I want to say 5 or 6 years, and I worked in the dietary field. Man, all them Jewish people eat tuna. When they order a kosher meal, it's a separate list of when they come down, we'll get a tag out the machine. It'll say, this person is Jewish. It'll let us know. So now we have a whole separate menu, and they called it the kosher list. Tuna was on that goddamn list. They was eating the hell, and I used to hate delivering their food. I walk right in there, there'd be, hey man, could you cut the light on for me? What? You gotta ask your nurse. I'm not allowed. I ain't touching nothing because I don't want any reports on anything. Nah, man, just hit the light switch. You gotta ask your nurse. Oh, look, hit the button and get your nurse to come in here. Yeah, you know why? That's how you laughing. Yeah, you know why? I walk in there. Hey, you mind putting that in the microwave for me? No, my job is to just drop it off and deliver it. Let me go get your nurse. And I go right up there. Hey, he needs you in there. I'm not doing none of that, my nigga. Nah, you get up and do it. They is crazy. They do believe it. First of all, I go, sit your tray down. This is what you ordered. Open the lid up so to make sure that their meal is right, and it's goddamn tuna fish on that plate. I'm sitting there like, is this what you ordered? They're like, yes, this is what we ordered. Okay. You need anything else before I go down? Let me know, because when I come back up, I can drop it off. No, I don't need nothing. Just if you could just toss that in the microwave and hit the light for me. Okay, stuff like that I'm not allowed to do, but you could contact your nurse to do it. Get your nurse to do it. And on the real, I wasn't allowed to do it. I don't want to flick your light and then the bulb busts out or something, and then you say, he touched it. Or I go put it in the microwave and you say 30 seconds and then they burn it. And you like, well, he put my food in the microwave. Nah, get your nurse to do it. Get your nurse to do it for one, because it's the job protocol. For two, you only asking me to do it because it's the Sabbath and you don't believe you can do none of that. Nigga. Get your lazy ass up. Make you a goddamn grilled cheese. Make you a goddamn grilled cheese. I think the brother had to say that first. Yeah, and it's because they don't believe in doing certain things like that on the Sabbath. But just like I said, even their way of doing things is still not the right way, because, you know, they believe, hey, tuna is kosher. There's a lot of fish that they believe is kosher, you know, but it ain't. Go ahead in the car.
No, I was gonna say, like, what's heavy is like, I already knew what you was saying with the whole Sabbath thing. I'm like, dang, they good you like that, and that is just like, it's disrespectful, because okay, you're not doing serve-out work, but you're making someone else do serve-out work for you.
Yeah, exactly. Or they think using a microwave is serve-out work. It's not serve-out work, my nigga. Yeshua is not going to kill you for pressing the buttons on the goddamn microwave. Or at least that's who you think Yeshua is real. So you think Yeshua is going to kill you, whatever the hell you call him, for pressing buttons on the microwave. Man, I remember I stepped on the elevator. I stepped on and I walked over here. The buttons was on this side. Reason why I stepped on this side, it was a Jewish man and his wife and kids standing on this side. And first of all, I hit the button on the elevator and it just opened. I'm like, I walk on there and I see him on there. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hey, nothing. So I'm standing there. I'm like, could you hit floor 4 for me? And it was like, you mind hitting it? And I'm like, okay. You mind hitting 7 too? I was like, floor 7? Yeah. And we growing up, and I got off the elevator and I'm like,
You got a guy.
hold on, how long they been standing on that elevator? Because when I pressed the button, the doors just opened up and it was on there. Why did they press the button? And I came here one day and the general was like, they don't believe in doing anything with electricity. And I was like,
You got God.
they stood on that elevator until somebody got on there. And when I got on, the buttons, this is the buttons. This is me. Can you press 7? And I'm like, and I didn't understand why. They stood on that elevator and was like, we cannot press this button because it serve our work. So the next dummy that get on this goddamn elevator, we're gonna make them press the button. And when I got in class and they said it, I was like, and I went and looked it up, I was like, who knows how long they've been standing on that goddamn elevator for somebody to come on. Go ahead.
1,000 years.
Man, they probably was on that jump for 2 hours, man. People probably got on there and was like, press the button. Man, they on some weird stuff. I'm getting off. What do you mean press the button? You're right there. Go ahead.
It's like you said, he used you to sin. It's like, you know, with that scripture, the Ten Commandments say, a stranger in your gates. Like, I'm a stranger, like, around you, and you make me sin because you think you can't
Right.
Father.
Right. It's like, I'd rather not sin, but you sin. That ain't on me.
Yeah.
So you press that button. Oh, he pressed the button. He hit 7. He's a sinner. Shut up. Before I get off in this elevator, break the hell down. And then now what? You'll be in this motherfucker for 2 days. Stress the hell out. But let me see. Let's get down to 11. Verse 11.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 11. These shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat their flesh, but ye shall have their carcass, and an abomination.
Like even eating their flesh is an abomination, and touching their carcass is an abomination.
Mhm.
So if you eat their flesh, you unclean, and it's an abomination. You touch their carcass, you unclean, and it's an abomination. Right? So if you touch a pig flesh, meaning actually touch the pig, that's unclean, it's abomination. I know some slaveries we have today, we might work in certain food fields. Just make sure you have on gloves. Because if you touch something with gloves on, you're not unclean. You can't make skin-to-skin contact with it or whatnot. That's all. So just like I said, we in captivity. So we might have slaveries where we wash dishes. I don't know what type of uncleanness they have on these that they ordered on this goddamn food. Let me put these gloves on. So when I leave here, I'm still good. Because once that pork or shrimp or whatnot touch my flesh, then now I'm unclean. Not saying that, you might have gloves on and it might pop up and touch you. That don't mean that, it's a sin, you did wrong or whatnot. This is the Lord basically telling you willfully doing something. Like you know that touching the carcass of a dead animal is unclean and it's an abomination. Eating the carcass of a dead animal is unclean and it's an abomination. So how to avoid that? Put something on to protect yourself. Because another way to not get this confused, because a mouse is unclean, right? Mice unclean. We all from the hood. We done had to pick up plenty of mice that our cat didn't caught and didn't finish off. So the scripture is not saying, let that mice stay there and rot on the middle of your goddamn floor. You can get it up, just don't touch the carcass, because then you will be unclean. Your cat kill a mouse, and you put on gloves or a bag or whatnot, pick it up, get rid of it, you clean. Don't go over there like a goddamn savage and just pick it up bare hands with the tail, just drop it in the bag. Don't do that. Put some gloves on so you won't be unclean. That's all the Lord said. Don't eat their flesh or even touch their carcass. It makes you unclean. Why is the Lord saying it make you unclean? To even touch their carcass. Why is it unclean to even touch the body of an unclean? Why is it abomination to touch the body of an unclean animal?
Because it's a sin.
Okay, no, sometimes touching an unclean animal don't make it a sin, right? Like, there's certain things we do that make us unclean, but it's not a sin. Like, sometimes you might work at a slavery where you're a mortician. Being around a dead body makes you unclean. But who's going to get the goddamn body up? Somebody has to do it. Right. So you take the job and you do it. You unclean, but you're not committing a sin for being unclean. So there are certain unclean laws where it's not a sin, and then there is certain unclean laws that is a sin. In this instance, it's not. Go ahead, Nakar.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's one way you can be unclean that every man like to do.
Oh, every man familiar with this way you could be unclean and it's not a sin.
You lay down with a woman,
you tear your wife up. Yeah. You unclean. The Lord say, yeah, you tear your woman up, you unclean till sundown. That's a good unclean. Ain't no sin. You know what I mean? I got some buns. You like, damn, I want to come to class, but sun go down 7:30. I got some buns earlier. Man, I'm gonna show up to class 7:40, man. I got some buns. That's a cool unclean. You know what I mean? That's the unclean where it ain't no sin in that. The Lord just wants you to stay away. It's quarantining. Today they call it quarantining. To make sure that you're not carrying nothing that you could probably pass around because it's contagious, give yourself a little time to make sure. So you in a room with a dead body, we know when a body dies, it let off fumes and everything, and a person that's alive that can inhale it can get sick, and it's something that they can pass around that's contagious. Right. Whatever that person caught to kill them, you don't want to catch it, and then you come in class, and then everybody in this mug like, it's 2 weeks and nobody been teaching the class, and everybody like, what the hell going on? He went around a dead body. He didn't hell monkeypox, COVID, all type of stuff. And then he done came in here and just gave it to everybody. Yeah, we all we like coughing, and now nobody can come to class. So to avoid that, you like, somebody died. I had to go get the body up. I had to quarantine for 7 days to make sure I don't get no illness. After 7 days of me being around that dead body, I'm cool, I'm good. I tie fire to my woman and whatnot. Who knows? I might get sick afterwards. For, Lord forbid, for whatever goddamn reason. I don't want to come in here and be dapping brothers up. And every brother got, syphilis and all that. Every brother in his blood got herpes. Hey, what the hell this came from? So the Lord is like, you got to quarantine yourself. But there's certain, ways of being unclean where it's cool. It's you just being cautious. But being unclean from touching a dead animal because you ate the flesh, that's the unclean where it's wrong. But, you work for the city and you a garbage man or something. They call you because a goddamn raccoon or something got ran over in the street and you got to come clean it up. And you got the gloves on or something. You pick it up and then somehow, some way, it touches you somewhere and you unclean. You cool. As if you willingly. Don't be at hibachi flipping, you a chef at hibachi and you flipping shrimp and brothers, you all like this, catching the shrimp and all that. You doing all the tricks and flipping it in the brother's mouth. Nah, now that's a sin. I ain't flipping nothing in the brother's mouth for one. For two, and damn sure I ain't flipping no shrimp, and I'm damn sure ain't flipping nothing in no goddamn brother's mouth. This bad little shorty right, I might show a little trick with a little filet mignon piece of steak or something like, back with the spatula, back, pop that. I ain't gonna be in no hibachi doing all these tricks with my hat and it's a piece of shrimp. And then, nah, don't even do that, man. That's you unclean. But go ahead, who was reading?
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 13. And these are they which he shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are abomination, the eagle and the ox.
Let me see. We're at 13. Yeah, that's all in the ostrich, the eagle. That's all in their family, I believe so.
Ostrich and the osprey.
And the vulture, the kite of his kind. See, now we're going to start saying after his kind, meaning this and whatever comes from that family after his kind. Let's drop down to 22.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 22. Even these of them ye may eat.
See, now the Lord about to start telling us a few things that we can eat. This is one of the ways John the Baptist survived out there in that wilderness. There's a few things that we can eat. People don't know we can eat it, though. Read on.
The locust after his kind.
We can eat the locust. Read.
The bald locust after his kind.
We can eat the bald locust. Read.
And the beetle after his kind.
We can eat the beetle. Read.
And the grasshopper after his kind.
We can eat the grasshopper. Here's why. Let's read verse 21 to get some content. Context.
Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all flower.
All four. Let me see. Yep, all four.
Which have legs above their feet.
So if the beetle or if the creeping thing, which is if the bug, it flies, if it got legs and if it got feet, then you can eat it. And that's why the Bible wants to start to describe it. So if you see like roaches, you see a roach got legs, but it don't got no feet. A grasshopper do. It got them little stick legs and it got the little foot. I mean, and it fly. So it goes into certain animals that you can't eat. And when I found this out, we can eat grasshoppers and and all that. And I think I was out of Atlantic City, and I went to that, what is it, the candy shop, I think it's called, right there on the boardwalk. Went in there and they had sour cream flavored grasshoppers in there. Man, I bought like 3 boxes of them. I was like, look, the Bible said we could eat them. And I had my whole family out there trying them jaws. Like, all right, we gonna do it at the same time. It was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. Every time I go out AC, I get a box of grasshoppers. And I listen, what? I go in on them. They lawful. They lawful. If you were stranded on the island with nothing but grasshoppers, you eating them. Grasshoppers is high in protein too. What? I was mangling them with a little bit of flavor on. I had the salt and vinegar grasshoppers. I had the barbecue. I listen. I was in there trying every flavor. I was walking up the boardwalk. They like, this nigga nasty. Look what this nigga eat. Man, after a while, me and myself, we was eating them jaws like chips. We just walking up that jaw out. It was lawful. It was pretty good. Look, that's Judah for you. We go a whole life not eating certain things, and then now, like a giraffe. A giraffe is lawful. You eat a giraffe. Yeah, a giraffe is lawful. A giraffe divide the blood and then chew up the cud. Go ahead.
I eat a giraffe cheesesteak.
Did you have one?
I want one.
I know it, but certain states in America, it's against the law to eat a goddamn giraffe. I want to try one. A goddamn giraffe cheesesteak.
They legalize they legalize marijuana, but I can't.
But can't eat a goddamn giraffe.
Look up what states is legal.
Right. Yeah, so it's certain things like grasshopper, we eat a grasshopper. There's nothing wrong with grasshoppers are healthy. Read on.
Above their feet to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat. The locust after his kind, bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, grasshopper after his kind. But all the flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto thee, unto you.
Now, there's certain bugs, that fly around, and they just have 4 feet. They are the ones. Hold on. They are the ones that's unclean. Meaning what? Give me some bugs that have feet but no legs.
Huh?
There's some, okay, the bugs that's clean have legs and they have feet on them. The bugs that's unclean have feet but no legs. Go ahead. Centipede. And what else?
I guess that's all I know. The
Centipede.
What about spiders?
Spiders. Well, spiders have legs and no feet. I mean, spiders have 3 legs. Centipede's definitely one.
That's not how I used to go.
Right. You got flies.
Yeah, they got feet, right?
No, I think flies just got legs. Cockroaches, regular roaches, butterflies.
You butterflies?
No, butterflies just got feet. So, it's certain animals who,
Can you get a cockroach?
nah.
Nah,
we would. If that was the case, we would be hungry in the hood, man. We produced them. Man, I seen a goddamn clip. It was over in Africa, man. They had something. It was called. It was damn. man, it was something patty. It's gonna come to me. Go ahead.
Cockroaches.
Nah, it was mosquitoes.
Like the man gas cover, the big one.
Yeah, it was the big ass mosquitoes. They had a pan, and it's a part of Africa where it's like it's inhabited with crazy mosquitoes.
Oh,
So they took a pan and they go outside. They go like this, and you just hear the pan like ping, 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 and then they stop the pan, and there's all these dead mosquitoes in it. Take them up, they lay them down, and they just grind them up, and they make patties. It's so many mosquitoes that they do this every day. That's how many mosquitoes it is. They make patties, and they fry it and everything, and it's a black patty. So the Edomite ate it and was like, what is this? And they was like, it's mosquitoes. He like, what? And then they explained it to him. They get so many mosquitoes that they grind it up, and it's a black patty. But it's 100% mosquitoes, and they fry it, and they get it mushy enough to where even when they fry it, it feels like a burger. It's 100% mosquitoes, and it's just like
that's not gonna make money burgers.
right. And it's like, okay, they wonder where all these diseases come from. Like that's why every few years you pop up with some new crazy disease. You growing an extra ear, an extra leg or something. Your fingers don't work. And we wondering why. These niggas out there eating weasels, bats, mosquitoes. They eating everything. They got chickens running around and they want to eat a goddamn mosquito patty. And then when a new disease resurrects in this earth, everybody is like, oh, we don't know what to do. We need to stay in the house. No, stop eating goddamn mosquitoes. When the hell you eating mosquitoes for? Mud pies. Like, come on, go ahead.
Why would you eat tarantulas or something?
Man, they eat all type of stuff. They make anything out of food nowadays, man. And then if it got meat on the bones, they're eating it. And then they get sick and a new disease come along and they say, oh, now we know not to eat pangolins, or what is it, pangoloids or whatever. Now we know not to eat bats. Now we know not to eat armadillos because we got COVID-19. The Bible tells us not to eat that thousands of years ago.
That's right.
And when we say it, y'all is like, who are y'all to judge? And then y'all go eat bats, and then every place on the face of this earth gets shut down because of a deadly goddamn disease. Monkeypox. Like, come on, all these diseases are starting from eating stuff we shouldn't be eating. Go ahead.
Pick up the monkeys and fry them up and eat them.
Man.
And skin them off and season them up and everything.
Now, I know y'all been seeing them clips of those monkeys in like those third world countries.
That's what I'm saying.
They over there killing them babies, throwing them off buildings. They at war with dogs. Yeah, because them monkeys' babies are popping up missing. And them monkeys are taking revenge. Right? They running up on them people and taking their babies, throwing their babies off buildings. Why? My nigga, he seen his baby hanging out the window of your restaurant last week. He remembered your face and seen you pushing a stroller. So that monkey gathered up his homies, and they came and took your baby and threw it off a roof. I don't give a damn how many of y'all is. Y'all ain't stronger than no goddamn monkey. Right. The monkeys are gonna grab that baby and you're gonna go fight for it, and the monkeys are going to overpower your ass and stand up on the roof and go, And then your baby gonna hit smack dab on the middle of the floor, and they're gonna say, the monkeys are declaring war. You wanna know why? Because you didn't eat their goddamn baby last week. Fresh out the womb. Go ahead.
Perfect example, playing at the age.
And they made that off of, that was, I believe the director mentioned that was like subliminally made off of the life of us in America. Same thing with like the Matrix. Man, they take all of our stories and turn it into movies. They just replace us with goddamn apes. To say, man, if these people decide to raise up, Who's stopping them? And Pharaoh thought the same thing. Go ahead.
Remember that movie back in the day where all that monkeys had a disease, and then they started quarantining the movie, and now quarantining like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I forget what that movie's called, but it was on Netflix.
Yeah, man. Look, all their movies is like a story out of the Bible, right?
That movie came out like in the 90s, I think.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Nakar, find me that scripture where it says, ask the animals, and they will tell you who the devil is. I think it's in Job, right? Like, these animals are not stupid, man. The Lord tell us what to eat and what not to eat for a reason. So there's, like, we have a lamb slaughter every year, right? For the Passover. A lamb is one of the animals that the Lord says clean to eat. Man, I don't know if y'all experienced it ever, killing a lamb, but Lord will, y'all be able to experience doing that this year. Like, lambs it's almost like they know the reason that they're here on earth. You go grab a lamb up, first of all, they scream until you pick them up. You take them over there to get slaughtered. They just lay down there all calm. You know, you cut their throat or whatnot. And they just, it's like a peaceful death. Like, it is almost like he knows his purpose. Matter of fact, this is a cow foot right here. A real cow foot that we got from one of the lamb slaughters that we had. Go ahead. Yeah, it's a farm that we go to every year. So before Passover, we go and, you know, the lamb that we get for Passover, we go when we get the lamb. So we have a tradition where, just like in the Bible, we go when we kill a lamb and prepare for Passover. And you allowed to get cows, whatever you want, and take home. Sometimes we'd get cows and everything, like a whole cow, and we head back to the school or head back to a brother crib and fry it all up on a grill, sip the liquor. We sit around, play the game, play cards, just have a whole game night. This is an actual foot from, I believe this is from, I want to say last year or 2 years ago. What? This thing was gone. Listen, this guy right here, this is a trophy, because this cow was gone probably like less than 24 hours that we got it. We didn't fry that baby up, but we took the foot or whatnot. And this is the perfect example. The divided the hoof. This right here. This is the hoof and the divided. It's sitting right here in front of me. I ain't even realize it. So when they say divided the hoof, this is it. This is a hoof. You see how I divide? It's two. And this animal served its purpose. And this was good. It serves its purpose. It's lawful. It's good. The Lord say we can eat it, and we got it. You know what I mean? This is the carcass of it. I can touch it. It's clean. It's a clean animal. So, you know, left a little bit of fur on it. We salted it up so it wouldn't, you know, smell. But look, this cow, yeah, served its purpose. And this is divided the hoof. We got it up here. This is a trophy like the rest of these ornaments that the Lord say put up here. This deserved his place. This did his, of course, this was a smaller cow. But this is how the animal feet's supposed to look. And if it chew up the cud and it does this is how you know it's lawful. It's lawful to eat. Oh, well, now, did you find it? Can you find it? Hold on. Let me look it up. Let me get it for you. Oh, Job 12:7. Yeah, if you got it up, you can read it. Go on.
The book of Job, chapter 12, verse 7. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowl of the air, and they shall tell thee. Keep on, sir.
Yep.
Come. Verse 8. Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare it unto thee. Who knoweth not in all these, who knoweth not in all these that the hand of the Lord hath wrought this? And in whose hand is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where I'm at, sir? 12.
Yeah, hold on, let me see. Start at start at 6.
The book of Job, chapter 12, verse 6. The tabernacles of robbers prosper, and they that provoke God are secure, into whose hand God bringeth abruptly. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee.
Meaning this, man. Hold on, what verse you at? 6, right? 7. You at 7 now? The tabernacles of robbers that prosper, and they that provoke God are secure, right? You ask the, what's the first one? Ask the beast. If you ask the beast who they are, read.
And they shall, and they shall teach thee.
The beast is going to teach you who are these people. Read.
And the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee.
Even the birds are going to tell you. Read.
Or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee.
You're going to talk to the earth, and the earth is going to teach you. Read.
And the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee.
Even the fish of the sea going to declare unto you. Read.
Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of the Lord hath wrought this? And those in whose hand is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind. Do not the ear try words, and the mouth taste his meat?
Man, this is what Job is saying. Every living thing on this earth knows what. Every living thing knows who controls the evil. Every living thing knows who controls the good. Just ask the beast. Ask the fowls of the air. Ask the earth. Ask the water. Go ahead.
That's like, with the LGBT and all that going on. A lot of people will say, go look at animals. They tell you the right way how to do things. Mm-hmm. How as a man and a woman, not two men,
right,
two males. They say that. Look at animals. They'll tell you the right thing.
Yeah, animal damn near gotta be, held away from animal society long enough to where as though, when they get in heat, you let them free, they hump it on the first thing they see. You'd have held them, away for so long, but if you keep them in their natural habitat, they won't act like that. Like an animal is not, a dog humps a pillow, like you see all them videos where people laughing and they dog humping pillows and teddy bears. That dog ain't been around another dog in so long, that's why he's doing that. That dog humping your leg, your baby, your newborn, your pillows, your brand new couches, because that dog been away for so long. That's not natural for a dog, and a dog know it. Go ahead. Leg of a chair, they hump anything that they can get a hold on to. Like nature teaches you. Nature teaches you. You ask the birds, just look at them and look at how they react. The monkeys is in them countries killing them babies and going to war because they know who the devil is. They know who the goddamn evil people is on this earth. Us as, Israelites, we see, certain animals and we're like, hold up, what the hell is that? No, I ain't going down there. What the hell is that? Them other nations, they be like, hey, what's that? I gotta get a picture. Let's go touch it. And then it kills you. And then you like I never understood a shark attack. Now you wanna kill a shark for killing a human, right? When it killed the human in the water where it lives. How is it it's a shark attack? How? Stay out of his goddamn living room and it won't kill you. Just like you run in anybody's living room. Man, they know who the goddamn evil is. They know who the wicked is on this earth, man. You know, that's why, and I seen another clip where it was like at a circus or something, man. This goddamn elephant. He was hitting the elephant with the whip, trying to get the elephant to do what it want. Man, that elephant snapped out. Tore that whole place down. And I'm like, it's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. Man, you ask the animals, you even ask the earth. You ask, this is how you know who the evil is on the earth. Because the earth don't yield its fruit to him. That's one of the sins, and the punishments that the Lord placed on the Edomites. That's why they gotta come up with all these programs of like the GMOs and where they gotta fast track growing food, because being farmers, that take a lot. So they'll be growing food for years and won't understand why the earth is not producing, because you cursed. So now what? They gotta make seedless grapes. They gotta make, all these fruits today is not the type of fruits that was back then. I know in the Old Testament, man, it said when we go pick a bushel of grapes off the tree, we just grab it in one hand. See, back in them ancient times, they would take the grapes and have to carry it on their back. That's how big them grapes was. Pumpkins, watermelons, all of them. The way that they are now is not their natural size. That comes from the earth is not supplying Esau how he wanted to be, so they fast track everything. That's not how it's supposed to be. I think the brother had his hand up first. Yeah,
I seen this one thing. They were saying like how like they literally like got like labs where they growing these joints right now. Like they growing them in a lab and stuff, like going on like solar energy and stuff, the sun and all that.
Yeah, they growing them in labs and they doing all that to fast track it or whatnot, because the earth is just not producing how it should be. Because of the curses that the Lord put on them. So you ask the earth is not going to supply them, because the earth know that you don't deserve nothing. No. That's why they got to pray to the sun god and the rain god and create all these gods and hope that, the earth bring forth fruit or help their animals multiply, because it's so hard when, they look at us. That's why they get jealous. They look at us and they see, they like, damn, these niggas. Every few months they they cool. They gardens is growing. They do that so goddamn good, because it's the curses the Lord set up for them, and the earth know that these people are the wicked. You had your hand up, brother?
Yeah. Like someone said, if you see it on the back of the label, it says not tested on animals, like that means it's safe to use.
Yeah, because look, man, they all know. They know how hard it is to get goddamn animals to reproduce, how hard it is to get, fruits and vegetables to reproduce. And it is such, a non-difficult task or whatnot. But for some reason, for them, they have to create these programs and do all that, because the Lord is not with them, which is why this happened. Finish on whoever was reading.
The book of Job, chapter 12, verse 12. With the ancient is wisdom, and in length of days is understanding. With him is wisdom and strength. He hath counsel and understanding. Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening. Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also,
I think that's it. That's one of something else. Hold on, let me see. Is there any questions online?
Come.
Any questions in the room? Anybody got any questions? No questions? Say it again. They ain't online no more? What question? How many questions was it?
It was just one.
Just one.
I know the brother still wanted to break down on Leviticus.
Leviticus what?
Brother.
Oh yeah, Leviticus. Oh yeah. All right, let's go back to Leviticus then.
Time check 8:43.
All right, cool. Let's go back to Leviticus. I think we're in 11th chapter. Let's go back to 11th chapter. We're gonna go into the chapter. You know, Christian church don't want to go into. This is the kryptonite. The kryptonite is going into this. Let's go into. Carl, could you give me one more time? All right, back when you come back.
Sorry.
All right, back. Go ahead.
What you said, sir? I hear you.
Leviticus. Let's go into. Matter of fact, let's get Leviticus. I think it's 19. Hold on. No, Leviticus. No, let's go to Exodus 11 and 7. Let's go to Exodus 11 and 7. We're going to touch on a few things about the law.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Against the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. Meaning, not even an animal is going to even be allowed to bark at you wrong. You're a child of the Most High. Nobody is allowed to disrespect you. When you walk through, them dogs is supposed to respect you. Man, in the New Testament, man, Christ was hungry, and he walked past the fig tree, and it didn't have any figs on it. What Christ say to the fig tree? Who knows? When Christ walked past that fig tree, it ain't had no figs on it. What Christ say to it? This is a real story. Y'all can look it up if y'all want. Christ was hungry and walked past the fig tree, and it had no figs on it. Christ said something to this fig tree. It's just a real story. Christ said something to this fig tree. Let me know if y'all put it
in a big tree.
Say it again. Go ahead.
And cursing the fig tree, he shows his justice on the sinners who bring forth not the expected fruits of grace.
That's somewhat he on to it. What Christ.
Even though a person should be only expected fruit from a tree in seasons, God by contrast will always has the right to expect from us the fruits of righteousness and pity.
Hold on. Let me get Mark 11 and 12.
You said Matthew what?
No, the book of Mark 11 and 12, not Matthew.
The book of Mark, chapter 11, verse 12. And on the morrow, when they were come from Bethany, he was hungry, and seeing a fig tree afar off having leaves, he came.
Now, it said on the morrow, meaning tomorrow in today's terms. So on the next day, he was hungry, and he seen off afar a fig tree with leaves on it. Read.
He came, if haply he might find anything thereon.
Man, when he came, man. Oh, what verse you at?
13, sir.
Yeah, yep. When he came, man, he was happy. Because he felt the fig tree. You know, that's where fig Newtons, all of them come from. All the fig tree got some good stuff on it. Go ahead.
God. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves.
Man, when he came to this fig tree, he didn't find no figs. He found leaves. And he was hungry. Read.
God. For the time of figs was not yet. And Jesus answered and said unto it, no man eat fruit of thee hereafter forever. And his disciples heard it.
Man, Christ seen it, that they was hungry. Christ and his boys was hungry. They seen a fig tree from afar and was like, yes, there go a fig tree. Man, Christ walked up to it and seen it just had leaves and no figs. He said, nobody should eat from this fig tree from here on after. Read that part again.
God. And Jesus answered and said unto it, no man eat. Sorry. No man eat fruit of thee hereafter forever. And his disciples heard it.
No man should eat any fruit off of this fig tree from here on after. Christ walked up like, how dare this goddamn tree not have figs on it and I'm hungry? You know what? I'm cursing this tree. No one's going to eat from this tree now. That is disrespectful. For you to be a fig tree in the land where Christ is raising up his people with his 12 disciples, and you decide to not have food or have fruit, it's useless. I'm going to curse it, and it's going to wither away and be here no more. What purpose is it if when someone's hungry, they can't even come over to this tree and eat? They can't even come over. Read on.
God. And they came to Jerusalem, and Jesus went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold and brought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers, and the seats of them that sold doves.
Man, look, and this is going into something else. I ain't even planning on going to this, but this also goes into something else. This is showing how hardcore Christ was. He seen a tree that didn't have any figs on it when him and the disciples was hungry, and said, now nobody's going to eat off of this. It's pointless for this goddamn fig to be here. If you can't provide food for Christ, then I know you can't provide fruit for anybody else. This is Christ. If it's not going to do it for Christ, when that homeless brother who's not Christ comes by and is hungry, you're not going to bear any fruit for him. You ain't do it for Christ. Christ only wanted trees around that was going to help him, his man, or the children of Israel eat from being hungry. He walked past the fig tree. It didn't have any figs on it. It just had leaves, and there was no need for it to be here. So he said, this tree from here on out is not even going, it's not even going to be here. You can't provide for Christ, you ain't provide for nobody, man. You ain't provide for nobody. Read on.
God. Verse 16. And would not suffer that any man should carry any vessel through the temple.
Man, Christ walked in his temple, and it said he overthrew it. The money chamber. What do that mean? Oh, let's take it from that part. Read from that part.
What you say, so I'm sorry.
Verse 15.
15. God. And they came to Jerusalem, and Jesus went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold and brought in the temple.
Matter of fact, do me a favor. We're going to get back to this. Drop down to verse 19.
God.
19. This is about the fig tree.
Verse 19. And when even was come, he went out of the city. And in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter calling to remembrance, saying unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou cursest is withered away.
That's what I just said. So listen, They passed by through the city the next day, and they seen that fig tree withered away, dried up from the roots. Peter looked at it and said, "Hey, master, that's that fig tree that you cursed yesterday. It wasn't there no more. Why? What is the point? You couldn't feed Christ and his disciples. I know you're not feeding the rest of the brothers and sisters in the city that need food off you." That was disrespectful for that. We talk about a tree here. A tree. Christ walked by and was like, "We hungry in this. Lord, kill this tree, dry it up. It don't need to be here." They woke up the next morning and the tree was dead. They woke up the next morning, the tree was dead, dried up. They looking at the roots and they like, "God damn, he did curse this. He just cursed this tree." That's how serious. And that's what I wanted to link this up with the scripture in Exodus. Let's go back to that one. Where not a dog shall move his tongue against the children of Israel. The Lord is very serious about his people. There is no one that's allowed to treat you or talk to you any kind of way. The Lord is very serious about that. Just like he say in the book of Psalms. Go ahead.
It says in what chapter?
11, hold on. 11 and 8. No. 11 and 7.
Okay.
No, you good. Yo, the Lord is serious. It say he has angels that encampeth around him, around them that believe. Like the Most High is, he's serious about protecting his people. Right. So even if a dog bark at you wrong, that dog is not going to make it. Anybody think about cars and any harm, a goddamn tree. Listen, we walk into these offices all this time, all the time trying to get, help. Whether it's government assistance, are people trying to get government assistance, are people trying to get loans. We try to get so many things and they turn us away because we black. The Lord is going to kill them for that. You don't know who you're turning away. You better give me that goddamn loan if you knew better. Go ahead.
Basically, man, like the oppressors always all over here, they just go to the welfare office, they get the food stamp card, but then it's the oppressors make us do that because they know that we can't eat.
Right, without it we can't eat, and then most of the time they turning you away or they ain't giving you enough.
Or you take a certain job, you take a certain living screen color.
Yup. So if you knew better, you should do it. Because the Lord is not playing about the 12 tribes of Israel. The Lord is going to make you pay for doing it. You pull him over and because he black, you kill him, you done messed up. You pull him over and because he black, you beat the hell out of him. Or, the Hispanic brothers, they try to escape the poverty from their, right, Isupk, Puerto Rico. What is the Hispanic tribe that, do we got the picture?
I'm talking about the Guatemalans?
The picture where the brothers in Houston went.
Oh, you're talking about Haiti.
That was Haiti?
Yeah, the Mexicans, the Issachaриtes, they was helping the Haitians, the so-called Levites.
Right, get over here. Man, them tribes was trying to escape the hellhole they was in. If America knew any better, they should have just let them over. Just like they let the Arabs over. They let the Arabs over here on planes so we can expect more crown fried chickens, more fake Jordans, more oil shops. But then when the Issacharites and the Haitian brothers decide to come over here, they chasing them on horses, beating them. If you knew better, you should let them over here. Go ahead.
More smoke shop and hookah places.
More hookah spots, more smoke shops. Man, they gonna let all that. But if you knew better, the children of Israel, you should let over here. Right. If you knew better. But America don't give a damn about us. They feel like the more they keep us oppressed, the longer their time. But not knowing that we just keep multiplying under no matter what type of oppression that you got us under. Man, Judah and the Hispanic tribes alone give you 12 kids apiece. Listen, we pop them babies out like it's nothing. Sisters be 25 with 5 kids. And they like, damn, how old are you with how many kids? Yeah, she's black. What the hell what you expect? She got all them goddamn kids. She's black. She ain't no goddamn oppressor. He's 50 years old and he got 2 kids. Man, we be 50 years old with 27 kids. And people be looking like, damn, you started young. What the hell you expect? We popped them babies out. We went into Egypt, 70 souls, and came out a whole goddamn nation. Go ahead.
It's like 5 or 10 kids.
Man, Isupk, man, they had
a whole fucking 10 kids.
at a time. Isupk had 5 or 10 kids at a time. Isupk, Ephraim, 5 or 10 kids at a time. Same thing with Judah. Go ahead.
Just imagine the Hispanic tribes with multiple wives.
Now we look at it. That's 5 or 10 from one woman.
Right.
So imagine if they got 5 women. Come on, man. We go into Egypt, 70 souls, come out a whole goddamn nation. We not like the oppressor, man. They populate like goddamn cows, man. They give you a goddamn baby every 5-10 years. Us? Look, my mom got 6 kids, and we all 11 months apart. That's Judah. That is Judah. So does my brother. So does on my father's side. That's just us. Like a lot of people like to look down on that, like, oh goddamn, you had kids so young. What? That's Judah. You breathe on the sister, she pregnant. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. We not goddamn cows. You know, we knock them things out the park. Right. I mean, that's just how it is. Any more questions online?
No, sir. Good to go.
You good to go? All right, so that's perfect time. All right. No more questions in the room, right?
No, sir.
All right, bet. So with that, pass the class off to priest and officer in the car.